Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to Williamson County Board of Commissioners regular scheduled meeting. It's Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. It's 10:01 a.m. Have roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Present.
Jim Marlowe.
Present.
Jim Ricer.
Present.
At this point, I would ask everyone to rise when we say the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for the blessing you provide to us each and every day. Really are blessed. We ask that you be with us in this room today as we do what needs to be done. We also ask that you always be with our first responders, our armed forces that are scattered all over the globe, keeping us safe so that we can live here in the greatest nation. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, guys, did you have the opportunity to look through the consent agenda? Was there any changes, notifications, anything that we need to look at? I did, was there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yes.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Jim Ricer.
Yes.
Lori? An update from the already.
Good morning. So just some basic information there. Please ask any questions if you'd like. So November, into the next quarter, we'll talk about that. But we did do a homeless awareness month. We did a proclamation and signing and lit the square of purple last week evening, and that was a good time. We also did that down in Massac at the Superman statue. Just been a lot of meetings with ISB and my organization, which is the Illinois Association of Regional School Superintendents. We had our Alternative Learning Opportunities program expand this year into Franklin County. And then December 1st, we're adding Fort Worth to Heron District. And so that's been a great, it's been a great success. It's been a good support for students, and it's supporting our schools. And so we're seeing improvement in attendance, behavior, referrals to the office, some academics, do tutoring and a variety of things. And so we're happy about this program. We're able to support our schools in their buildings. Our alternative Echo and Starcliffe School, we had parent-teacher fall fun day last week, and so that was family engagement. They did a cookout, crafts, games, obviously parent-teacher conversations, but that was a good time. Family, we had a good turnout with families, so that was really nice. Gosh, way back in July, we did our back to school administrators kickoff. That was a good time. A lot of great information. It's always a good time to get together and, you know, hit them with some updates in the law, and then send them off with inspirational speakers. And so getting them revved up for the year. Let's see, some of the report cards came out last week. Most of our school districts are in the exemplary and commendable range. There's just a range. Exemplary is the highest. Comprehensive would be the lowest, but none of our schools are in that area. So we just had a few schools in the targeted area, which really just means they're just below average, and it's just the way the state has the percentages. And so only 10% can be exemplary. The biggest percentage is going to be commendable. So that's the range from the top near to the bottom, and then moving down into the targeted range. 5% go there, and then continues to go down. And so within all of that, we go out to our school districts and we work with them to dive into the report card. You can dive all the way down into the data that shows which classrooms, which subject areas really need to be targeted in order to move them up in those really different ranges. This will all change next year. And so this past year, I've been on a committee with ISB, Illinois Principal Association, Illinois Association of School Superintendents, Who else? Illinois State, well, the governmental agencies with, what are they called? School boards, sorry. And so just pulling all this information together, rewriting the ESSA grant in order to change the way we do designations to be more equitable and actual of what's actually going on in school districts and how our students are performing. And then building out a statewide framework for success. And so we have just begun launching that. We're calling it our Spark. I can't remember the acronym right now, but it's been great. So we've been hosting some large data diving cohorts. And so they'll be meeting periodically throughout the school year. And then we go into some of the schools and just dive into theirs. But we're trying to teach them how to do it on their own, building a team within their own districts. Other than that, do you have any questions?
Find enough bus drivers and substitute teachers and all that?
No. No, we never have enough.
More.
Yeah, we're always needing more. We do substitute teacher trainings monthly. This year we partnered with Subway. We always call them sub for subs. And so we partner with them. We do a training and then we send them out. I think we have over 600 on our list, but could always use more. Bus drivers, you always use more bus drivers. We have those trainings going on throughout the year as well. Any other questions on?
Yeah, in overall,
Uh-huh.
what do you think is the biggest thing in education? Overall,
Overall, the biggest need.
still, teachers, shortage of teachers, or
Yes.
is it work card that you were talking about, subjects?
I would say it's teachers. Having qualified, good teachers in the classrooms. But more than anything, in order to keep the teachers there, right now we're talking about the teacher retirement system in tier 2 and how that really needs to be revamped, because at this time, currently, teachers have to work until they're 67 to get a full retirement, whereas in tier 1, it's 55. It's a big difference. There are many reasons why that's the case. So that would be an incentive.
I didn't mean to stop you.
No, well, you haven't stumped me. I'm trying to decide how to word next. We really need a lot more family engagement. Yes. So, and respect.
I can see that, yeah.
Okay, and respect for the profession and what we're trying to do with our children, with the children. They need to be educated. They need to be appropriately socialized for and prepared for the workforce. I would say those are the biggest two. I mean, all the report card data
And I can
writing
see
stuff,
that.
those are things we have to
I can
do.
see that, yeah.
That would be what I would. We do have one more question. Snow removal, is that going to take place?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And then, that's just an example letter that I had sent prior. I would say the most pressing would be, gravel.
Yeah, we'll have that
Back end.
conversation with George. There's some other work that we need to get done.
Any
You've
other
done a good
questions?
job with snow removal so far.
Why
We saw some yesterday.
Yeah.
No, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Oh my gosh, I need to start thinking about cold weather, so. It's getting way down. Okay, any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Be safe driving to Mount Vernon.
Oh,
Thanks.
thanks for letting me go first. I appreciate it.
All right, moving on down. Highway Department. George, we have a couple of resolutions.
Yes, yes.
And, appropriations funds for salary and county engineer. This is, we do this every year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions about this? We do this every year.
Yes, sir. If I may just say that the major reason we do this is so that we can send that to the IDOT, pay with more fuel tax, and then get half of that.
Half of your salary, three of those.
Yes.
From the state.
Yes.
I think it's worth saying, so just correct me if I'm wrong, benefit to the taxpayer here, that half of your salary goes to motor fuel, and that's that much we leave out of a levy. It's
Yes.
not going into property taxes, correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
So this is
That
a
comes from
direct
the
benefit.
fees, the gas fees. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And truly, the other half does come from the federal money that we would use to work on the roads or to do our business.
All right, is there a motion to approve this?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 25-11-12-68, approving the salary of the county engineer. The total of that would be $155,953. And half of that, $77,960 comes, is funded by motor fuel tax.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson,
Yay.
Jim Marlowe,
Yay.
Jim Ricer.
Yeah.
The second part of this is the appropriations of funds for IMRF, FICA benefits for county engineer. So this is something that we do also.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 25-11-12-69. Which discusses the IMRF FICA benefits of the county engineer. With a sum of $30,000. I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson,
Yay.
Jim Marlowe,
Yay.
Jim Ricer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I have one more resolution. This IMRF. And this, that's a little bit further down. Okay. George, you have anything you'd like to tell us about what's happening in your office?
I don't really have much of an update. We've just been chugging along. We finished up a couple of projects and we're in the middle of moving projects for next year. We have some uncertainty as far as trucks and equipment. We're working that out. A little bit of uncertainty towards retirement, so we're working on. But for the most part, we're in pretty good shape.
What's the biggest project your office has for next year, for 26?
It's probably the Cambria and Grave roundabout. Yeah, we had some problem with the refuge, Fish and Wildlife. There's a report of an old property in that southwest quadrant of that intersection, of a property dating back to the 1800s. We think it's actually the property in the northeast quadrant, that nice house that the judge lived in, and we think it's actually his property. But the old records show it's in the southwest quadrant, so we had to have our own archaeologist come and do some digs on a 50-foot grid, and we're getting back with the refuge on that, and hopefully getting that. As soon as the feds get back to work, hopefully we can get that to letting. But we're really under a time crunch to get that done before school lets out. We've got to get that project on before the starts. to do the majority of that while school's out. We can't have any closure. So that's probably our biggest project and the most, it takes a lot of our time.
Parents of school children in that district will be very happy to see that project.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks.
Absolutely. Anything else that's going on?
I think that's.
Put you on the spot?
No.
I will ask this, have we completed all of the cleanup from the tornado?
As far as I know, we have, as far as I know. We, as early as a couple months ago, back in the middle of summer, we did have a little bit left to get, and we got it. We should be 100%.
Perfect. Any other questions?
You have enough salt?
We do.
Okay.
We just got 6 trucks at the end of last week.
Very good. Thank you, George. Appreciate it. Does anybody have any old business for this morning today? All right. Heading on down to new business. The first thing on the agenda there is the Justin Praise software for the assessor's office. And I have a company that's going to provide software to decide ready for a phone call. You have a call. You want to make that call for Stephanie? Hey, Josh, would you like to reach out to him? And I will say this, gentlemen, I just got this contract, like you did just a few minutes before the meeting. And I haven't had time to read through it completely. And I know that there might be some questions, and I know that Brett has not had the opportunity to read through it yet. If we can get Justin Praise on the phone here, we can ask the questions and then they can explain what this is about. But as far as action on this, I'd like to give legal the opportunity to read through this. And we do recess reconvene this afternoon at 1:30. But would it be possible to read through that?
Yeah, I've already started
I figured you had.
that. It's tough when you put a document in front of me for me not to
Well,
actually pick it up and look and start dissecting it, so.
in my defense, I asked for this. He was supposed to be here last Thursday so that we wouldn't have this issue come up. There is a little bit of a time hurry on this work. If we decide that we want to hire this company to do this work, needs to start relatively quickly. I'll wait for Josh and just praise people to tell us what that makes it. If you don't mind, gentlemen, I'd like to move on down.
Sure.
Next on the agenda is the 708 board opioid funding applications. And I saw that there's a Jim 3 or 4 applications here.
I believe there were 3.
3.
Yeah. Is he ready to call?
I don't know. It was 719, but it's supposed to be page 6. So.
That's that number.
719, is that the same number?
Yes, that's the one.
call is being recorded for quality and training purposes. Please hold while I try to connect you.
This is Jordan.
Jordan, this is Commissioner Tim Atkinson with Commissioner Jim Marlowe and Commissioner Jim Racer. And we are in open meeting right now. And we'd like to discuss the just appraised quote and the work that you're going to provide for the county. Josh, you want to come up?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So can you guys give us a rundown on what exactly this work's going to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a really great question. So the scope of work for Just Appraised in partnership with Williamson County looks like this. Essentially what we'll do is we are going to automate and digitize some of the county's current process for straight transfers of deeds. And so what that actually looks like is we will ingest deeds that are cashiered from the clerk's office, extract details from those using artificial intelligence, and then the folks that actually process those transfers will then just verify information into the DevNet CAMA system that is in use by the county. In addition to that, we understand that there is a current backlog of straight transfers that needs to be cleared. And so part of the scope of work on this proposal also includes handling all of those backlogs so that folks don't, again, have to just sort of look at physical pieces of paper and then hand key information to the DevNet system.
So right now we have, what about 5 months? You say it's a 4 or 5 month backlog?
I don't know exactly how far we are behind, at least that much, since we transferred to DevNet. Since probably March, April,
Okay,
we haven't been able to really
Maybe
put anything
budgets.
into the new system at all.
6 months or
Yeah,
8 months?
so, but yeah, they're gonna help us get caught up, and then it's not only gonna get us caught up, it's gonna improve our accuracy. Obviously, 158 can be 185, if you have a human typing that in, obviously you're gonna have mistakes. But hopefully, not only will this get us caught up, but it'll cut down on our mistakes, and it'll free up another employee to help with split properties.
So when somebody buys a property here, and that deed comes to your office, this is the work that we're talking about.
That's correct.
How to take it.
The straight transfers.
Straight transfers from
right.
from one buyer to.
No changes
One seller.
in boundaries, just one parcel to another. So right now, we're taking that deed, we're reading the deed, we're printing every one of them out, we're, looking at it, keying in all the mail to entries and all that stuff. And obviously, it takes time, mistakes can happen, and this is pretty much gonna just streamline the process.
This is, for me, I don't know about you two, but for me, this has been a perpetual issue. I get calls every year about why is my deed not showing, or why is the transfer not been made? And it's just created issues with our taxpayers.
But once we do get caught up, we'll be to the day. Our straight transfers that we accurate up until not months behind like we are now.
You have a projected timeline as far as what it takes to get caught up?
I know we'll have it all caught up and accurate before the tax bills go out next year in August. So, I know I kind of gave them a deadline of February, but as I got to thinking of it, we really don't need all that work done until the bills actually go out. What's more pressing is processing the splits, making sure the map's accurate for all that.
Can you
So,
give us a brief definition of what a split is?
a split, you have 5 acres and somebody wants to sell 2 acres to someone else. File the deed, changes the legal description, that's a split property. We have to give that a new number, retire the old number, and make the assessments accurate. So, it's pretty time consuming. You know, gotta know how many acres, you gotta know the value of the buildings to put on which parcel, and this will just, you know, free up another person to be able to help Brenda with that. So, not only are we behind on splits, we're trying to get up to the year, get our splits happening in the year that they are recorded,
And there's much more work in a split than there is in a transfer.
for sure.
On how many deeds transfers does your office handle here?
Last year, I think we had just under 3,000 deeds recorded. And probably a third of those being splits. So a couple thousand straight transfers of property a year that are all gonna be automated now.
And the growth that we see in Williamson County, we see houses popping up, does that add to that load?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would think any property transfer would cause it.
anytime
And this
the deeds
will-
filed, yeah.
This is now correct me, Josh, well, this is a 1-year contract for 3 years, correct?
Yes.
And then at the end of 3 years, we may find that we don't need to continue this in a maybe a lesser amount.
So it's got an automatic renewal clause built into it, that if you don't give 60 days notice, it'll automatically renew. Does not contain a price escalator on that third year. And the contract's also lacking a venue clause as to where litigation on that would happen. So with them being in San Francisco, my recommendation is a request that they add in an Illinois venue clause, not having to pay California attorneys to litigate a dispute that they arise.
Okay, Jordan, did you hear that?
I'm making note of that. Yeah, I'm making note of that right now. Thank you.
Okay. Is that something that's possible from your end?
It should be. This is the first time I've heard the request, so what I'll do is I will run that up with my legal folks once we wrap up here. I can get that language updated and then send you a new copy. Were there in reviewing the agreement, any other concerns or things that we need to maybe take up with legal?
Just the auto renewal clause.
The auto renewal clause.
It indicates a failure to notify within 60 days of either party automatically renews, but it doesn't indicate what that price point for that renewal is going to be. Year 1 has a price, year 2 is a slight increase, year 3 is a slight increase. The renewal option or the auto renewal option does not contain any language about a price increase.
Okay, so I'll get clarification on that. So Jen, just to be clear here, is the ask to remove the auto renewal altogether, or just stipulate that if auto renewal takes place because we were not notified by the county, then it would be increased at a subsequent percentage over what you're, sort of similar to what you're seeing in those first 3 years?
So I will ask a follow-up question to your question, or answer it with a follow-up question. If there's not the auto renewal, I know you guys have an initial fee, implementation fee. If they end up signing off on a new agreement, 2-3 year agreement after the expiration of the 3, are you going to anticipate a new implementation fee as well, or will that naturally continue?
Okay, so I think it depends on what were to transpire, right? So if we do not have an auto renewal clause in there, and the services are, decommissioned, and you have to reset everything up, yes, you would then have additional implementation fees. Now, just for point of clarification on the auto renewal, the reason that that's in there is we don't ever want to come up into a situation where one day the deeds team comes in and the software just isn't working. So, we're never going to want to be in a position where we just turn services off. So, if it would be more helpful, we could see about a 90-day window, or, something else that might give you all some more time to make that determination.
I think the issue becomes the dormancy, that somebody may forget that there's a 90-day and we realize 80 days in, that
Yeah.
we don't need the level of service that we've got. So if there
Sure.
is some communication element from, or a requirement from your company to begin conversations, and then within 120 days of the expiration, and the county has to make a decision within 60 days before the expiration, then that would all make sense, but I don't like the auto renewal to where it may have got lost in the shuffle of mail.
Yeah, understood. So one of the great things about Just Appraised is that we take a very white glove approach to working with our customers because we are sort of a smaller boutique shop here. So we actually have a team of what are called customer success managers, and you're actually going to be assigned a specific person at Just Appraised who is your main point of contact throughout the implementation and your time with Just Appraised. And so you'll actually have multiple touch points with this person throughout the year. Typically, we do like a quarterly or annual business review with you. So all of this is to say that, there's never going to be an instance where you haven't heard from Just Appraised. And that same person that sort of manages your account moving forward is the same person that will handle your renewal when it's up.
Your guys' call. That's my fear, is that people that, no offense, but people that are at your company aren't there down the road and vice versa, here. So I just try to prevent those auto renewals where we've had them in the past. We missed a deadline and now we bid off a bill that we didn't need. So that's all that I'm trying to prevent.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't agree to a renewal until I knew what the renewal rate was to begin with. So I at least need that number.
right. Jordan, can you go back and get that information for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the changes that we're looking at so far are just adding the venue clause for litigation to take place in Illinois, and then clarification on the auto renewal amount. Would it also, I don't want to, sort of have any sort of prickly things in here that folks aren't feeling good about. Would it be helpful to add in there some sort of, commitment about, here's sort of when you can expect for us to reach out to you for that renewal?
Yeah. 120 days?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Good with that? Good with that, Jim?
And so 120-day notice of auto renewal is what I'm hearing, yeah?
Correct.
Okay.
With the 60-day deadline.
Yeah. Understood. Any other items that we need to discuss here and take back for consideration from my legal folks?
I don't think we have anything else.
Okay, excellent. Well, I will start working those up the chain immediately when we hang up. And as soon as I
Illinois time. And if you have it then I can bring it back to the board at that point. If not, I know that we've got a meeting on the 26th, I think, 25th. Excuse me, that's our next scheduled meeting is the 25th, and that would be the next time we could discuss this.
Understood. Yeah, I'm going to do my darndest to get it to you by 1:30. How far in advance do you need it? Like, if I get it to you around 1:15, does that work?
Yeah, that would be fine.
We're on Central Time.
Right.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I'm on Mountain Time, so I'm just an hour behind you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can get,
let me.
go ahead.
Yeah, Let me get cracking on this with my legal folks, and I'll get you an update as soon as I can.
All right. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you all for your time. Great to chat with you, and look forward to joining you back this afternoon.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
Josh, do you have anything else you'd like to add about this?
No, I think I pretty much covered everything.
This will make your office more efficient. Will it decrease the amount of staff that you have?
No, that was one of the concerns that I've heard of, it's gonna eliminate someone's job. No, I'm not I'm trying to hire people. We have enough work for an army. If I had one, I'd take it. Yeah, we're gonna need some outside help eventually to get to where we want to go for the 26 quad. But this is really gonna help us with our need transfers. Like I said, freeing up a person to be able to help with the splits. We'll have two
Could this
people.
potentially reduce the number of hires? Could this get rid of one hire?
No, because you're still gonna need a person looking, yes, it looks good. It's just gonna make it faster, the process faster.
You might find that as the backlog is reduced, that person may get with some other duties besides that. So you might be able to fill that person's day for further. Okay, so that would be this afternoon, if they get back to us. On the 708 of the funding applications, gentlemen, I would like, for me, I would like the state's attorney to sign off on these. I think he's responsible, but ultimately responsible, isn't he?
Mr. Chairman, I think that's already been taken care
I
of.
said,
Yes, so he has signed off on.
Okay.
Oh,
Basically signed
I
off.
haven't heard anything back from him.
Oh.
I've sent the applications over to him.
Okay,
I haven't heard anything back from him.
okay, then, well, he is in the process of.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so we'll put that back. We'll bring that up whenever we have that information from the state's attorney. Next thing on the agenda is the Sanders and Toomey re-representation. And this is something that, and if you guys are aware, I don't worry if you know anything about this. Okay, so down in Ashley's office, we had quite a few sales and errors over the last few years. And that work is typically done, the legal work is typically done by the state's attorney's office. And we've had some issues. They've been busy and haven't had the opportunity to work in a timely fashion. So I reached out to the state's attorney and asked him about outside legal counsel for this. And he agreed. And he actually agreed on Sanders and Toomey. His first name that he threw out, and I had already talked to Sanders and Toomey prior to that, so they began. So we had a meeting with them. They came in and met with the treasurer, which is where a lot of that work has to come from. They've agreed to do these services. And it's going to be done at a rate of $250 an hour, probably looks at $100 an hour. And I don't anticipate this being a huge amount of money that we're going to end up paying on this. There's 2 or 3 things maybe every month that they're going to have to do. And once this is a little bit of background. I'm asking you guys to consider this. Let me know what you think.
I'm okay with getting the work done. I guess my question is, what line were you thinking this would come out of? Because we're still in the process of budgeting. We could add an amount. We're going to estimate an amount and add it to our outside council line or somewhere else. We're not going to decide contingency.
That was going to be my suggestion, is that we pull this out outside council. And, I mean, we could go one step further and divide that out into a second.
Line for it.
Yeah, whatever
Don't we
we
have a line for that or?
For outside council, yes, but if I understand the chairman, you're going specific to this project.
Specific, for transparency reasons, because this legal work right here will not be giving the board any counsel. We will be doing only sales. And that work that comes out of that office.
I understand.
Okay. I don't have a problem. It's gonna help.
Right.
benefit the county, benefit the taxpayers.
Well, I mean, yeah, it solves a lot of problems. I know that the state's attorney, he has a huge load in here. And as many as you, people he has, this is just a step too far.
So then we need to approve
Yeah,
the, this firm.
Yeah.
With the representation.
yes,
Okay. So I'll make a motion then that we approve the firm of Sanders and Tomey,
to
legal representation about with the sale in heirs.
Right.
For the assessor's office
and other minor labor work in the office.
and other matters.
And I will say, adding to what you just said, this work will be approved by the state's attorney.
I'll add to the motion that it's going to be billed at a rate of $250 per hour for the attorneys and $100 per hour for paralegals. Are we close, Rhett?
You are, the only thing that I would note is that the document does indicate that they, it appears as though they're attempting to indicate that they can increase their rate as long as they give you a 30-day notice. So if that is accepted to you, then that is understood. When you cite the rate that it's there, they could very well say January 1, we've increased our rates by X dollars. So that's the only thing that you just need to specify. Because this agreement, your motion can be to approve the agreement, but if the agreement doesn't correspond directly with the motion, then that's where we end up with the conflict. So
Well, I would think at that point, if there's a rate increase, I myself, I'm going to want to have a vote on that.
So if there's a rate increase, then
you guys can
we
terminate.
can terminate the
Terminate.
contract.
Right.
Yeah, there's no language in here about termination as to when that happens or how it happens. So
Okay, other than the rate increase in a notice at least 30 days in advance.
correct.
Right.
What, are we comfortable with that, or do you want to see any change in this?
Well, I just want to make sure we've got it all, that we know what we're voting on here.
I mean, I
Yeah,
know,
so-
I'm just asking, because, I mean, we're asking this other firm to change their document and
Yeah.
maybe let this one slide.
I will say this,
I
that
mean, you know, I don't mean that in the wrong sense, I'm just saying,
Ted's had this agreement, so he's seen this agreement.
okay,
And I think he's signed this agreement. So,
Then clarify for me, with no termination language. Can this board vote today to end it tomorrow with no penalty?
So what's awkward about this is that it appears to be the agreement is entered into with Ted, Judge Green. I don't show a line for the board unless that is the first one.
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't fully, I've not been involved with it to know what the intent was. If the intent is the agreement is a combination of Judge Green, State's Attorney's Office, and the county board, then yes, I think you could say, hey, we're done with this, we're not going to utilize it. If the agreement is between Judge Green and the state's attorney, then I think you can express your desire to be done with it, but ultimately they get to control whether or not they are.
We need the chairman's signature on that. Tom.
Yeah.
I think so.
right, and
So-
that's what the language is for.
but Judge Green hasn't signed it.
He,
I don't know that Judge Green
He's
has
been
to sign that, but.
that was Ted's request.
Yeah, and I'm,
Right.
so,
So if this is an agreement between Ted and this firm, correct?
and the top line is designed to be for the board. That's what I'm being told.
I guess my question is, who pays for it? Does the board pay for it? Does Ted pay for it?
Citizens,
I get it, but with the budget just come out of.
It's gonna have to come out of our budget.
I
It's
can,
like,
I can add that the sale and error process and legal work, can be, you guys sit here and understand how many tax sales you have. If there are any errors that occur during those tax sales, that's what that litigation's on. So if you guys have 300 tax sales and 10% are errors, then you're gonna have 30 court cases that potentially get filed with the petition.
Okay. I would be comfortable with this if on the being no termination clause. Any written notice of the increase in rates provided 30 days in advance to come to the board. Notified to the board that we're made aware of it.
I think the letter is written to the board,
It is.
so I think that is the intent.
Yeah, so I want to make sure.
And I think we can clarify that when we return the letter or sign the agreement.
I just didn't want the letter
Yeah,
to go to Ted and
understand,
him get busy and forget.
understand.
Yeah, sorry. That's all.
I will second the motion.
okay, I'm not sure if I want to call for a vote or not. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
Thank you, gentlemen. That is a hold off of act. Okay, the next thing on our, does anybody have any other new business? All right, moving on down to the next thing, resolution for relating to participation by elected officials in the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. And this is something I think we're going.
Yes.
Have any questions about this?
I make a motion that we approve the resolution relating to the participation by elected officials in the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. Resolution 25-11-12-7. And this is specifically for the elected officials
Who
who are participating.
who are required to perform the duty for 1,000 hours or more per year.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
All right, moving on down, I don't have any other ordinances, I do not have committee or board appointments, I have no water board appointments. Is there any public comment? Anybody have anything to say? Okay, hearing none, move on down to miscellaneous. Anybody know if Ashley had a ARPA fund? Anything today? I've not seen it. Okay, I do have a travel reimbursement. Mr. Marlowe. Washington trip, right, Jim?
That's correct.
September 16th to September 20th. And these were for essentially Uber rides.
Correct.
I guess it matters. Uber or Lyft.
Right. It was for left.
Okay.
I couldn't get the grab.
All right, this travel reimbursement is for $232.30. We have those receipts here. These are all receipts.
Yes.
Attached.
That's exactly.
For $232.30, I make a motion that we accept this travel reimbursement form from Commissioner Arnold.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Those things.
Jim Ricer.
Okay, we're gonna deal with animal control facility in a couple of hours unless somebody has something to say about animal control. Budgeting or strategic planning. Okay, does anybody need an executive session today? Okay, hearing none, does anybody have any other business for us this morning?
Now I'll make a motion to recess till 1:30 this afternoon.
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
Thank you, folks. Okay.